Hey, how is it going out there? This is Tracy with Patriots Inside the Wire, Mr. John Swat. And guess what? We've got some special guests for you tonight. We're going to play you our intro and stay tuned to the show. We have a mystery guest as well.
Giving a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Being a patriot is someone who just wanted to give his life for his country and served honorably in Iraq.
Signed our names with no regrets. Only wanted to be the best that we could be. And we wanted this and nothing more than to be true down to the core. We thought we'd live forever, but when the full moon is bright and the wind blows just right, I can hear your voice on the wind.
Here's one that I came back on a perfect day, really. But you know what? It's really more like all these words I hear.
21 guns into the night till we meet again on the other side. 21 guns, this is goodbye till we meet again on the other side. Yeah, 21 guns.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hey, how are you doing out there? It is Wednesday, Warriors. We have Mr. John Swat in the house. How are you doing, Mr. John Swat?
I'm doing good. How's everybody out there doing?
Well, we hope they're doing well. We had a individual, it's Rosie the Riveter, literally, that was on our station and ran over. It's her birthday. So for Rosie the Riveter at 98, happy birthday.
Happy
We're very
birthday.
grateful. Yeah, we're grateful that you are on our show. So we apologize that we are running a little late. Stick with us. We have a mystery guest. I can see you back there. But we have with us right now as well Rick Ames. Rick Ames, welcome to the show with Patriots Inside the Wire right here. Another veteran joining us with LLE. And I can't wait to just get into what we've all got going on. I would like to, you want to bring up our mystery guest?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's don't waste time. There he is. Hank the Yank Kellogg. How's it going?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. How are y'all?
We are
Awesome.
doing pretty good. Yeah, we are a little behind Rosie the Riveter to birthday, and they were on our station tonight. But hey, it's Rosie the Riveter 99. I've been saying 98 just well now it's her birthday. So how was I going to say
Happy
no?
birthday.
How do you not let that happen? So I apologize. We're on late. Everybody listening, stick with us. Grab your friends. Take on your friends and family. Share this out there and let them know we've got a show for you. I see you all there. Swat, why don't we kick it off with our veterans? You can introduce yourself. I am Tracy, a Gold Star mother of Sergeant Two-Step. That's why you see Tracy Two-Step. It's not about me. It's about all of us. Everyone on this screen has been involved in military in one way or another. And so I am a mother of a service member, a sergeant in the Army, who didn't choose to take off his uniform. He came home draped with his flag. So honor that flag out there. And freedom of speech is really big over here. I'm old school, and we love it. So I'm welcome to the show. Wanted you to know, definitely old school, definitely not PC. So don't worry about any of that. We just want you to be welcome. We got a lot of messages, but I think what we should do is SWAT, Mr. Rick Ames. They both want to play for us, Hank. So, and then I want to get into your story. All right, let's do it.
Oh, I don't have a guitar with me. I can go get one.
Well, go get it.
She done put you on the spot, my friend.
Wow. I don't think y'all can handle my electric guitar playing in the background, though.
Ah.
Right, turn it up some.
Are you grabbing it, Rick?
I mean, I can. I'm not anywhere near as good as him. I'm a bass player. By far, I
got so many here going. If you can see our messages,
one of the best of all time.
They're saying,
of all time.
Look, they're like, get in. You're in your studio. What's up, SWAT? What's up, y'all? Hero Stock. You got it. What's up? Dang, do it, Rick. Rick, they're telling you to do it.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Oh, don't
give me about 5 minutes.
Chicken.
It's in the house.
These are your friends, I think. David Willis.
Probably.
Ooh.
Yeah, David Willis. He and I are doing that concert together in Mount Washington, Kentucky.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Mr. Rick Ames is a veteran, and he is doing, my goodness, Rick, you are Navy and Marine.
Yeah.
And you have a very long, extensive career in the military. And not only that, sir, but thank you for your service, number one. Number two, you're a musician, you do producing, you do promoting. You're kind of like a whole package with multiple concerts coming up, and you do focus on suicide awareness. So I did want to bring that up. And I want to say this, if you're looking for help and something's going on, please use 988 to call. There's I Got Your Six. You can get in touch with any of us and we will help direct you, but please use that. And thank you for joining this show. Rick, I hate to tell you, but you got a lot of buddies. You can tell.
I know. I sent out some stuff that I was going to be on tonight. So there you go.
They want your computer. So while you're doing that, I'm so glad, Brent. We're glad you're doing well.
All right,
Brent,
I'll go grab a guitar real quick and get plugged in.
Yeah, it's your veteran buddies, not me pushing, but I believe that.
Give me
a great idea, Rick. I think it's good. Let's kick off with SWAT and Hank. You know what? Hank, hi.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you in person, right?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Congratulations. So Hank here. Hank, what do you want to be called? Yank, Hank, Kellogg?
Hank the Yank. That's what they call me. I'm a natural born Yankee from upstate New York. I'm actually currently in upstate New York right now. Y'all get a nice sneak preview of my new rodeo rig here. We're doing a bunch of renovating on a brand new camper that I just got a month or so back, and my father and I have been doing a lot of work on it. I came up and visited family, got my grandmother's in the hospital not doing so well, so I wanted to be able to get up here and kind of take some time off from stuff and just be able to spend time with my family while I still can, pretty much. So we're kind of taking it back a step or two right now, but after the end of the month, probably beginning of April, I'll be heading back to Texas and we'll be getting back after it. So.
We sure will. We have a very big mutual friend in common. So on a back channel.
We'll
have to talk. Yeah, we sure do.
Ma'am.
With all these ranches here in Texas. So we definitely do. Some of you might recognize Hank the Yank. I love it. So I have to say it. Some of you might recognize him. He's got a lot of categories. He's a veteran as well. I mean, if you look at his tattoos there, you can tell just by looking at him. I don't mean it's a tattoo. I mean, like what's on you, I can tell immediately.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
those that are listening, those that are watching, whether you're on X, I see you there on X. I see you on YouTube. I see you on the station. You're all out there. We thank you for joining us. Again, loving it. Tennessee, you got it, Phil. I'm coming soon. Mr. Hank the Yank. Woo! We got a live studio, y'all. We got a live studio.
He's
And
tuning
you
up.
just heard? You just heard
Yep.
Texas versus Tennessee. That is me. So that draw that
It's my
just
little
came
baby
out.
right here. I don't know if you can see it with the reflection.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. But
So,
Hank,
hey,
yeah, we would love to
gotta
get into
ask
more.
I gotta
Go.
ask Hank a question real quick. Hank,
Yeah.
you're from New York.
Upstate,
got-
not the city.
No, I didn't say New York City. I just meant New York. But let's
Well, I
face it.
just wanted to clarify.
But you don't hear a lot of cowboys from upstate New York. So how did you get involved in all of that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, so I credit my entire, I guess, journey on up to what I've become these days. I've got to give all the credit to the Marine Corps. Honestly, it all, hoorah! It all started. It all started with the Marines, because if they hadn't stationed me in Jacksonville, North Carolina, I would have never had an opportunity to rodeo. And I got approached by a guy that just at a Lowe's hardware store in Jacksonville, North Carolina one day, and he's like, "Man, you look like a cowboy. You ride bulls?" And I was like, "Nah, shit, I wish I did." And he's like, "Well, there's a place up the road. I'll give you the guy's number. You can go up there and get on one if you're crazy enough." And I'm like, "Heck yeah, give me that guy's number." And I went up there, and that was April, May time frame will be 11 years ago. So I mean, safe to say I fell in love with it. And
That's
it
awesome,
pretty
man.
much, yeah. I mean, the road has taken a million different turns and whatnot, away from it, back to it, and just kind of goes everywhere in my life. But you know what? It all ended up right back to rodeo, and I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and I was put here with a gift and a purpose, and I'm gonna figure out what the heck it is.
I think
That's
that's
great, man.
excellent. Yeah, I mean, I knew that part, so I wasn't going to spoil it. I'm so glad you asked. Why I wanted you to kind of ask the questions, if you'd like, on when it comes to our military and our veterans. You're in a safe space. That's why it's called Patriots Inside the Wire. So David Willis is a friend over here of our friend Rick. This is the first time for Rick to be on too, everybody, by the way. We'll get his information out to you. He's got a couple concerts, but Hank, we couldn't be more grateful. I know you as the championship bull rider, MRCA.
Reserve world champion. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Reserve world champion. Yes. And that's
Thank
2023.
you.
2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yep.
You don't have to say yes, ma'am. You can say hun, Tracy. Any of that is fine. I get it.
That's the cowboy.
One time. I rode
Yeah,
for a
it's-
whole summer, and I kind of got real hurt at the last, so I gave it up.
A lot of guys do that. That happens to a lot of guys. I've been hurt quite a few times, and I don't know. I guess I just don't have many brain cells left or something. I just keep going back. I don't know.
You're good, is what it is. You are actually very, very good. So when you get here in Texas, we'll let you meet hey Ponder. We will get you connected to who's
Hey,
here.
Mr.
And
Ponder.
yeah, Ponder's saying hi to all of us. Hey Ponder. We've got
Howdy,
Rev
Ponder.
out there. Ponder's in his studio, literally. There he is. He's right there with you. I want you to know that. So he's tuned in. Hey, you've got Dylan as well there, Rick. He's like, Hank, how you doing? Yeah, we just got you hooked up. So I just got you. So Ponder says he is just hooked up with you, Rick.
Yes.
So Hank, I gotta know the name.
Yes, ma'am.
The name.
The
I have
name.
been asked. I have been asked multiple times. And remember, I am a PG show here, man.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Well, I didn't even need to say that part, but
yeah.
Go for it.
So when I started getting on bulls, not really riding them, but I was getting on them down in North Carolina. I was hanging out at a place called the Hanging Tree Ranch, and I rode there quite a bit, usually every weekend or every other weekend at the time, just trying to learn and whatnot. And we was all hanging out one night after a bull riding deal they'd done, and we was all hanging around the bonfire having a couple beers and just relaxing and whatnot. It was a Saturday night, and everybody else has got nicknames, and well, I'm just Hank at this point. And they're like, one of the guys was like, "Hey, you know what? We gotta come up with a nickname for old Hank over here." And one guy was like, they were thinking about it, and one guy chimed up, and he was like, "How about Hank the Tank? He got his butt kicked pretty hard the last go around, and he got right back up and went back after it." And one of the other guys, the owner of the ranch, actually, he piped up. His whole face lit up when the idea hit him after the other guy said Hank the Tank. And he's like, "Nah, man." He's like, "I got it. It's Hank the Yank, because he's a freaking Yankee." He's a freaking Yankee, so it's Hank the Yank. So that's where it come from, and it just stuck. And I ain't ashamed of it. I'm proud of where I come from. So besides that, we won the war. Might be a sore subject. I'm sorry.
No, hey, I said we're not PC here, man. So I'd rather you speak. You earned that freedom of speech. So I'm all about that. I don't know that I'm going to always agree with you, but we can always have freedom of speech, right?
Well, hey, I tell you what, I live in Texas now. It'll be 6 years in July, and I got no intentions of moving back up here. It's too dang cold. I'm telling you that right now. It's too cold.
Yeah, I actually think you are in between. I'm not going to give away where you're at, but for SWAT, he is very near you. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and towards me too, but just SWAT has a background in ranching too, so he's our veteran up there. He's always with Patriots Inside the Wire, musician, got a lot going on too. So I was like, wow, here we go. I'm just Rick. I mean, he'll blow you away. He's got so much going on.
Yeah, I want to hear some of Rick's playing here. I'm excited.
Yeah. And we've got you, Hank. So I think I'm going to stick to Hank. If you don't mind, and I can get your last name is Kellogg, or is your sponsor Kellogg?
No, my last name is Kellogg.
I know. Look at SWAT laughing at me.
It's great.
I was just thinking.
Great.
So, Hank, you're a bull rider, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So I'm sure the audience, at least I would love to, because I grew up in rodeo and around rodeo.
Sure.
And every time I have a chance to ask either a bareback rider or a bronc rider or a bull rider, of course, my very first question is, what is your either least favorite or wildest ride? And you got to kind of tell us a little bit about that, if you don't mind, man.
Oh,
or most memorable, or whatever it is, however it is.
Okay. Probably, dang, they all have a good after story, though. That's the thing, because there's always something awesome that happens afterwards. Man, I gotta say, the scariest one for me, the scariest one for me, I will say, February of sorry, I got a mosquito in here trying to bite me, but
run.
Yeah, I know. The scariest one for me, and maybe one of the most disappointing ones that I've had, and it wasn't at like a big rodeo or anything. It was just at a practice pen, and it was on an average bull. It wasn't on nothing that was super rank or just like headhunter or nothing like that. It was on this bull called Hush Puppy, February 4th of 2023, actually, so just over a year ago. I got on this bull at a a Warriors and Rodeo bull riding clinic, which is the shirt I'm wearing. It's a veteran-run organization. They support veterans and rodeo and law enforcement, fire, and EMS. So shout out to Warriors and Rodeo. They're awesome people.
Nice.
But they put on this free bull riding clinic out in East Texas, and I got on the bull called Hush Puppy, and I was doing pretty good. I think I was about 5 seconds on him, and he's just going around to the left there, and I kind of just lost rhythm with him and slid off the side. And normally it's not too big a deal, except for when I slid off the side, I kind of spun around a little bit and put my face right in the line of fire for one of his hooves. And I don't wear a helmet. I'm old school. I wear a cowboy hat, and I do wear a mouth guard. But it wasn't so much scary as like you would think, like, oh, I saw my life flash before my eyes or nothing like that. No, it was because I've always told people, you know, I believe in God. I don't know anybody else's preference, but that's my preference. I believe in the Lord, but I wear the helmet of salvation. So I don't, anything a man makes, it ain't gonna do me no good. If God says it's my time to go home, I'm going home. So helmet of salvation does it for me. And that day is like a pretty good, well, I guess living testament to that. But so all I got is a mouth guard, and this bull steps on me right here, broke my nose, fractured my cheekbone, fractured my jaw. My teeth were perfectly fine. Mouth guard saved the teeth, but he did split my lip wide open all the way through to my teeth, and didn't knock me unconscious, but I did get a minor concussion from it. And when I got up and I got out of the arena, I had like 3 or 4 people surrounding me, and they're like, "Hank, are you okay? What do you need? What hurts? What's going on?" And I had blood all running down my face, and I don't remember it so well, but the first thing I said was, "How did he screw up my mustache?" So that was the first thing I said. And yeah, so it was kind of scary because me without a mustache, like, I don't look so good. So I really need the mustache, you know. Without the mustache, that was pretty scary right there, because I was thinking maybe I lost it and whatnot. And after the fact, I was like, dang, I almost did lose my mustache. That wouldn't have been good. But luckily, it's all intact. We're good. Well maintained and everything. So that's honestly my scariest one. I mean, you know, catching a hoof to the face like that's pretty intense. You know, it's yeah, but and it makes a mess too. I mean, you don't want to be wearing good shirts or good clothes because blood everywhere and whatnot. You know, you ruin your clothes doing that.
You got to have sponsors for that one. I would be saying, hello, there's a few
out
there. Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, that's great. You'll have to get us more on that organization. I would love to learn more about them, Hank. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you're here. Great question, SWAT. I love that story. We have so many comments in here. I literally have one, Mr. David. I'm going to have a talk with you. I bet we'd be great friends, but he got flagged for saying a word. Did you see it, Rick?
I saw it.
You saw it. He
A lot
got
of people
flagged.
say that around me.
David,
here
we
in
did not
Louisville.
flag you. It is called the digital media outlet out there. We are on multiple stations, multiple channels. We are not just on Facebook. So don't blame me. But you know what? We are going to get to the music, and we have multiple people here. So we're glad you're still with us. He said he hit the bull in between the horns. There you go, David. You got it. Hank, stick by us.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited to hear this.
Well, you and me both. So, Mr. SWAT, we know he's climbing charts. He will go last because Mr. Rick Ames is here.
No. Now I'll play some lead for Mr. SWAT, but I'm not gonna play and sing nothing. I'm not a singer. I'm a bass player.
Well,
okay.
You
well,
know,
let's
one
do
of the
this.
one of the best bass players of all time, of course, is Paul McCartney, who has written and sang some of the greatest songs, man. So, but Rick, tell us a little bit about your music, man.
I'm in a band called Space Grazer. I have another band that I'm putting back together. It's called Phoenix Fire. That's like been my pride and joy. But Space Grader's really opened up a lot of things in me, creativity. we do our own music. It's all original. It's between punk and rock. I'm a big rocker. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, you know. So, as far as everything that's going on with me, I got a huge amount of work going on. I've got 2 huge shows. One's in July, and one's in November. My one in July is for the Vietnam Memorial Wall. My one for November is the Veterans and First Responders Suicide Awareness. There's a lot going on. David's helping me with that one.
Nice.
He's with Homefront Sit Rep. I'm starting my own podcast. I'm
That's
on another
nice.
podcast.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot. I mean, I don't think I sleep very much.
Well, I don't think you do either, because between us just getting together, it's usually late like that. I end up downloading and doing a lot on the computer, and you can catch me a lot late at night. So, David is right here with you. He said I'm not. I missed you. I missed something on that one, but I'm loving you, David. I'm loving you. So, Rick, yes, I did want to, and I will put out here a website. So what we can do is put out your website so that people can get more information. Which site would you like for people to find you at for the concerts?
Probably the best one to get me at would be my Facebook, which is Rick Ames, RickAmes.
Okay.
Look me up, friend me.
Okay.
I can send you links to all my other like Facebook pages that I have. I'm not big into the computer scene.
That's all right. Hey, I said I'd help you, so I'll help you. I've got you
This is my
tagged.
first podcast setup that I have now. I'm joining the realm.
Beautiful. Well, let me tell you, you already got, like, I'm already going, excuse me, sir. I need to talk to you because I love all this stuff going on back here. If
These
it's not
people,
going to
they're
be
just here to see
cowboy.
if I get tongue tied. That's all they're here for.
Oh,
and to see me
all
get
right.
embarrassed with this 6-string thing I have around my neck.
Don't dare me. Don't dare me. Well, thank you for your service too, Rick. Every one of you here tonight. Rick, you do have the benefit that's coming up with LLE. Do you have a website to either? There is for everyone listening, he's got one concert, involved with suicide awareness. We want to make sure we get that information out. That is in Louisville. Am I correct, Rick? Louisville,
that is in Mount
Kentucky?
Washington, which is 20 minutes outside of Louisville.
Yep. And then you have one coming up in July.
Yeah, that's the Vietnam
July
Wall.
and the Vietnam Wall. You sure do.
I've got, I think, 10 artists performing there. Because
that is amazing.
Nice.
I put shows together.
Nice.
I have access to probably close to 100 bands that I can pull from.
That's right.
Wow.
You're the man. So,
the community
do you want
around here is very tight. So if I
is.
need an artist, I just reach out to another promoter, and they're like, here's the info.
Right. There you go. Well, you're my new buddy. You're welcome on here. Like I said, I will help you on your podcast at any time. I'll get you the ins and the outs. I have no problem with that. We'll figure out how to get your all tongue twisted like your friends want. They'd like to see that happen tonight.
Yes, they would.
They sure would, right? So, Rick, like I was saying earlier, you have a very extensive military career.
I do. I took a bullet through my forearm. Luckily, I had a good flak jacket on while I was in Iraq. So I'm here. I was in the Navy, switched to the Corps, retired at 15 years. So I was with NATO for 2.5 years.
Wow.
So
well, thank you for your service. I am so glad that you're here right now and you are talking with us. We have a lot in common as far as the music area. I am glad you're here. But yes, I do this to connect to others who have served. And I have found that by connecting different families, whether it's called Gold Star families or Fallen Heroes families, because I'm really big into supporting everyone out there, first responders, our officers, and our veterans. So, and our Gold Star families, our border agents, and canine. Here we are all about all those subjects, not just about the one category. So we definitely want to make sure we include every category for all of you out there listening to Warrior Wednesday is what it's been, and Patriots Inside the Wire with Mr. Rick Ames, our veteran, with Hank the Yank Kellogg. That's so fun to say. Our veteran,
Thank you.
and John Swat, our co-host, who's keeping a secret right now, Mr. Co-host. So John Swat, he's got a song that he has released recently. He was out in Tennessee. He's here in Texas right now. I won't tell where you live, Swat. But he's got a song. I won't give the address. How's that? I don't know that. But his song sure feels good. Where are we at on that, SWAT? I know it's climbing the charts and we're about to have an awards ceremony.
Well, it's funny you brought it up because I'm actually heading out tomorrow on to do some radio interviews kind of all around the great state of Texas. I'm actually starting out in Fairfield tomorrow morning with my first interview. Then we're going to be heading up north to Comanche. And then Friday, we're actually going to be in Brownwood and then over to Mason, Texas. And then I'm going to shoot all the way back down to Round Top for a show tomorrow or Friday night. So there's going to be a lot of interviews going on. I get to see some of my old friends, my radio friends. It's going to be a fun time. So I'm excited about it.
I'm very excited. And that song is called Sure Feels Good. Tonight, I did pick Red Mexico because of our lineup tonight. I thought, you know what? These song, I mean, I love this song, SWAT. I don't know how you guys are going to feel, but I would love for you to do that one. Can you do that one?
Of course I can. I think everybody here can relate to it in some form or fashion. Rick, it's not very punk rock, my friend, but
That's all
I
right. If
guarantee
I feel it, I'll chime in with you if that's all right.
absolutely anytime. All right, well, per request, this was my first single released down here in Texas that was in the top 50. This one's called Red Mexico.
Let's get it.
So,
I wanna Tijuana trip, head to Cabo, take a dip south of the border. I can't afford her. Luckily, I know a spot right next to a used car lot where there's a cantina, 2 for $1 margaritas, and a mariachi band sings ay, 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 ay. We sing along, second left past the Texaco. Every night, Cinco de Mayo. Pour Modelo up extra cold down here in Red Mexico. And me and my muy amigos, good old gringos getting loco on some barbecue and nachos, lemonade and Cuervo here in Red Mexico. That senorita at the bar, sipping from a mason jar's the whole enchilada. She'd probably sing nada. I've been working on my Espanol, que pasa, baby, te amo. She starts laughing, we starting dancing, and a mariachi band sings, ay, 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 ay. We sing along, second left past the Texaco. Every night, Cinco de Mayo, they pour Modelo up extra cold down here in Red Mexico. And me and my muy amigos, good old gringos getting loco on some barbecue and nachos, lemonade and Cuervo here in Red Mexico. That's right. Yeah, me and Mama, we amigos. Good old gringos getting loco on some barbecue and nachos, lemonade and Cuervo here in Red Mexico. Y'all come by now and adios here in Red Mexico.
I can't know it. Rick, you got that bass going. We've got a couple here. I think SWAT
Shoot.
will have to do another song, and then you can do the bass. You can even do a cover song. I know you got your own, but y'all can figure that out. Y'all have all kinds of people. Your bass might be a little loud there in that studio.
I love it.
There you
Gotcha.
go. I'm helping you. That's just me helping you. That's it.
Oh, I
Well,
don't.
Hank, I
Music
hope
has
that
no
was right up your
volume to
alley,
me.
man.
Oh,
Hey
you have
man,
the well,
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say there at the end, but man, I think I've been there. I think I've been to Red Mexico. Sounds
That's right,
awful
yes, sir.
familiar.
I heard that song and I was like, man, we're gonna do a whole concert and it's gonna be Red Mexico.
Man, I can't believe I never heard that before. That's awesome. I would definitely want to hear it again. You on Spotify, man?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
man, you can check it out. It's up on
Heck yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Absolutely, definitely.
Yes.
Shoot, yeah. Well, I'm
John
definitely
Swat
gonna
music.
look you up on Spotify.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
I
Come
don't
on
know
with
if
it.
you want to do it
Heck
again. And
yeah.
now that Rick knows it, y'all can do that. You can do it again now that Rick knows it, or the two of you can decide what you would like to do without me saying what to do.
Are you going to put us on the spot again?
I already
He's
did
gonna
that.
put you on the spot. Like I said, I'm not a frontliner guy, man. I'm in the
So,
background.
so Rick,
He
do
can
you produce as well, and do you do like engineering and producing and all that?
Not
Do you
as of
write?
yet, but I'm working on doing the engineer. I do sound. I run sound.
Okay.
That's under my Louisville Local Entertainment brand. And I've run sound for bands like Alice out of California, which is a really top notch band. They're not punk, but they're kind of like Evanescence, and they tour the U.S. They've actually toured Europe also. So
I think it's
That's
amazing.
awesome,
I
man.
think you are amazing too, and I think you're great on bass. I think it's just figuring out which song. But yeah, I do put people on the spot. That's no hidden secret. That's why everybody loves to watch. It's like they know they're going to get to hear live music, and I think you're really good, Rick.
thank you.
I think you're
Heck
great.
yeah.
You're at home right here. This is home. You're inside the wire with us.
This is
So
what I do for everything outside my grown-up job. It all revolves around music, and it drives my other half crazy. She's like, "Why do you do so much?" And I do a lot for the veterans community, so I don't charge. Anything to do with any veteran, I work for free.
yes, sir. I
So
think
That's
each one
amazing.
of us.
God bless you for
Here,
that,
yeah,
man.
yeah. This show does as well, and that's why I said anything you need help on setting up, tips, tricks on podcasting. I call it broadcasting. We are more than happy. It's because we get to add some other places aside from Facebook, everybody. So we love Facebook. We love all our platforms, but we want to make sure we get it out to everybody.
real quick,
And
every
go for it.
single podcaster that is out listening right now, my November show, November 9th, is going to be, I'm going to set a Guinness Book of World Records for the most veteran owned podcast is broadcasting from a single location. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
looking
Heck
forward
yeah.
to that 100.
Shoot, yeah.
You got it, sir. You got
I
it.
hope I hope my friend Nick Coleman and Brian Talley with the Miles and Mountain podcast and the Today with Talley podcast heard that. I'm sure they'd love to tune in.
Nice. Just have
Yeah,
them
Yeah.
those are
me.
good
My
ones.
name's Rick Ames. So
Heck
I'm through
yeah.
Facebook. You can PM me. I'll give you my phone number.
Shoot, yeah, I'll look you up, man. I'll look you up for sure.
And I can
That's a
definitely
great.
connect y'all if you want.
That's
SWAT,
great, man.
it is great, right? I've had the pleasure of already talking to Rick quite a bit. That's why I was saying go ahead and ask questions or whatever it might be. Rick, you still do all that and you still play bass. I know that. I think you're great. So if y'all want to play a song, I can show you. Yeah.
Well,
Your
I
comments
have
you're
one.
getting.
I got one real quick question, Rick. You said you were deployed in Iraq. Is that correct?
That's right. I was about 40 miles outside of Baghdad.
Okay, yeah, because Tracy, just a little background. Her son and I actually we didn't serve together, but we actually served at the same base, which was Fort Stewart. And I was actually deployed in Tikrit at Fort Ramagan, I believe it was, and then we were in Ramadi when I was there, my two tours. So I would just wanted to kind of, I'm sure we've stomped some of the same dirt, my friend. I just kind of was
Probably.
wondering where you were located, and I
We
know
did
that.
we did the straightaway where they took a lot of the convoys and stuff like that. We were the patrol that went up and down and kicked rocks.
Okay, yeah.
And you
We
got to
were right
cross
there.
your fingers and hope it don't go boom.
I wasn't that lucky all the time. But I was lucky enough to make it through. So, and were you deployed while you were in the Corps?
Yes, that's where I was. I was in Iraq
Yeah.
through the Corps. I
Yeah.
did 18 months in Iraq. I
And
volunteered for a second tour. What's wrong with me, right?
me both, my
You-
friend. Were you ever deployed, Hank?
Hank,
No, sir.
Okay,
he
I
served.
just was wondering. So, that's a cowboy thing, Tracy. That's just the way that they're raised.
Well, I'm a
My,
cow girl. I am
well,
fine with that. I don't even
I,
say cow woman. Like that's probably going to happen soon, right? Like I am not PC, but that's part of that,
you know,
right? Somebody's
well,
going to change that.
you know what? And Hank, you probably know this better than anybody, but I grew up around rodeo. My mom has barrel raced for God, I don't even want to say how long because I'll give away her age. But that being said, it's one of the, you can elaborate on this. It's one of the few sports where competitors actually help each other out, and there's no
Oh
egos
yeah.
really that I've noticed. I mean, you'll have world champions that will sit there and hop into the chute with their fellow competitors, and help set the rigging or whatever it is. And like I said, I mean, I'm sure you could elaborate on that better than I can, but I think that's the coolest thing about rodeo, man.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. Rodeos, man. It's a really tight knit family, and I mean every other sport out there. I mean, even guys on the same team, they talk crap to each other, they badmouth each other. It's like in rodeo. I mean, we might pick on each other now and then, but uh, in a fun loving kind of way, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, like everybody there is more than willing to help everybody else there. Like whether it's setting your bull rope down on your bull, or it's getting a flank rope on them, or even like I mean, I got buddies at Saddle Bronc, and I help them set their rigging and everything. And I mean, of course, I'm bull rider, there's Saddle Bronc rider. We're not competing for the same money or the same buckle. We're in two different events, but still we help each other and whatnot. And it's like I mean, I've seen instances, I've been a part of instances where like a rider goes down in the arena and you got 10, 15 cowboys, like it's not even their job, they're not bullfighters, they just care, and they just like want to help, however they can, kind of thing. And they jump over them chutes and they just like charge the arena and make sure this guy's all right and help him out. I mean, I seen it at the and this probably got a lot to do with the fact that it's also a military association, but so we've got two military rodeo associations, the Professional Armed Forces Rodeo Association and then the Military Rodeo Cowboy Association. And this one particular incident that I'm talking about happened at the 2022 the 2022 Professional Armed Forces Rodeo Association's World Finals Rodeo. It was in Topeka, Kansas, in October of 22, and we had this kid. He's a bareback rider, and he come off his horse and his hand. You know, them daggone riggins they got on them bareback horses is just it's nuts to me. Like I think they're crazy. You know, they like wedge their hand in there to the point where if it's not coming out perfectly flat, you're getting hung up. Like if it's like a little bit crooked, it's not going to come out just right, you know? And so they wedge their hand in there. Well, this kid got hung up in his rigging and come off the side of the horse and getting drugged and whatnot. And I mean, all three of our bullfighters, they're all Army vets that were there. And then we had all of us bullfighters and bronc riders like on the back chutes. And I mean, you just saw like freaking 20 people. It had to be like 15, 20 cowboys, including the bullfighters. And these guys are bullfighters. Their job is to fight the bulls, not fight the horses. So, because this is a bareback bronc, mind you. And this guy's all hung up and literally 15, 20 cowboys, all veterans, all just dogpile this horse until the horse can't even move in the arena so that we can get this kid's hand out of a rigging. You know, in all my years of rodeo, I've never seen nothing like it. It's just like, it's awesome. You know, I mean, granted, yeah, that's a military rodeo. So our camaraderie is like, it's way up here, you know, but I mean, even an average rodeo, every cowboy cares about every other cowboy. It don't matter. I mean, they're all willing to jump in. Maybe not to that extent, because that is a little bit crazy looking back on it now. It's like, what was I thinking kind of thing. But, you know, I mean, I'm glad the kid's all right. I'm glad that guy's all right, you know, whatnot. We got him out of there safe and sound. He wasn't too banged up and whatnot. But it's just seeing stuff like that. It just, man, like, I may never become a world champion, you know, but shoot, I want to stay around it just to see that, you know, like that kind of stuff right there is awesome. Not saying I'm not going to become a world champ, but you know, in case that's not a part of God's plan, you know, I just flat out want to stick around it for stuff like that, you know.
I think that's amazing and an extremely wonderful story. It is one of the areas too that I'm always like, that hand, like seriously, like, I mean, it's like death grip hand, and then what's going to happen?
Yep.
That story you just told. So the rodeo is going on right now in Texas, everyone, in Houston, Austin, multiple locations. And then what we have a couple things going on. So what you're talking about there, Mr. Hank the Yank, are multiple things outside of just your typical rodeo here. So the professional riding, professional bull riding. I would love to know more about the military associated ones on the back channels when we can talk
absolutely.
Love to do that. You mentioned Tally and you mentioned another podcast. Would love to connect to them too. Here at Patriots Inside the Wire, would love to have them connect with us, and we can cross connect podcasts. So Rick, I'll connect you on that one. There is a way to cross podcast here. Your buddy, Jeremy, first off, thank you for your service. I see it. You're always present and always in our heart and mind.
Before you say something about David Willis asking me to play War, that's my favorite
song. Did you see that?
I saw it, but I'm not gonna sing it. I'm telling you right now.
Do you know it's
I can do backup singing. I'm great at those high 80s voices.
I can do backup, but do you know what it is? Is it original, or do you know it's
original? I know it. No, that's not me. Sorry.
Ooh,
is it a song that you wrote, Rick?
Yes, it's about my time in war. The name of it's called War.
Yeah, he is literally, look at, he will, I'm showing you. I mean, David, I'm trying.
I know, but
He's like, read
I can
a
read you
piece.
the poem that I wrote it from.
I'd love. I mean, it's up to
I
you.
like
I'd love to.
Bubba
hear
Yeah.
Wesley there. Bubba Wesley, and we had Kendall Tucker on recently. Your buddies out there at the rodeo. Um, and while we're doing that, so SWAT, think about which song you want to uh, close with that maybe Rick could play the bass with you, so his buddies will be happy.
I've
That's
got
the
a
word
few in
I'm going to
mind, but
use.
you know what's cool about it, and I'm sure Rick can agree. I write music as well, and you never know where your inspiration's going to come from. So the fact that and especially going through what you went through, Rick, being
Yeah.
wounded, there's a lot of, I'm sure, not just physical pain, but mental,
Yeah.
PTSD that I'm sure a lot of our audience knows about, and for you to be able to express it through your music, man, for me anyway, and Tracy and I talk about this all the time. It's very therapeutic. It's very medicinal, and so I mean, I'd love to hear that story behind it, man.
That's my tagline. Music is medicinal.
That's
I
Heck
say it
yeah.
all the time. You already got you hooked on it.
You want me to read this to you?
Your
Absolutely.
friends,
Yeah.
I promise,
wrote
are going to
this,
get me if you do
and I
not.
put it in on the National Library of Poetry, and I won the contest for that year.
Well, that's
Wow.
So it's
beautiful, Rick.
actually been published.
Dang.
Rick, that's
So
amazing.
as the
Tell
sun
us the
sets,
name again. I'm sorry.
The name of it's called War.
Okay.
As the sun sets on another day, bugles in the distance softly play. Just when you think the day's at an end, out of the distance comes 1,000 men. Shots were fired, men had to die. Your best friend dropped, but there's no time to cry. Bullets land around you as you lay in your hole. If this is the road to freedom, it has a hell of a toll. The shooting finally stops, and this one is our score. But then you have to stop and ask yourself, why is there war?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
From here
That's
to up
wow.
there.
That hits home, man.
Yeah, it really
It'll
does.
tear me up when I read it.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I see why he is pushing us now to get you to do your music. So David, I have done everything possible. What is Jeremy?
I tell you what, I'll brush up and I have the singer from my band come over at some point in time, and we'll do it on your show for you.
Well, all
Because
right.
he's
Did
a
y'all
good
hear
singer.
that?
Unless John wants us crack at it and make it national, I'd be more than happy to donate it.
Hey, you know
Well, look
what?
at there, Spot.
I'd love to hear the song, man. Is it? Do y'all
Yeah.
have it? Have y'all released it out? Is it out on like Spotify
No,
or?
I haven't. I put it on YouTube
Okay.
2 years ago.
And you
It's
have on your
under
YouTube? On your
yeah,
YouTube
well,
channel?
not my YouTube. It's just on a YouTube channel. It's under is it Hourglass? It was a band I was with a long time ago.
Okay.
Or under War with my name beside it. You should be able to find it.
Okay, excellent.
SWAT.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out.
He is saying yes, and your buddy David. David, we're going to have to get David on with you, Rick. This David, I want to meet
Yeah,
David.
he's annoying. No, he's a great guy.
We love you, David, man. No, he was just there at Jelly Roll, Bubba Wesley. I mean,
He was.
He's all in it. I love it. He just said yes, that get SWAT and get that song up there because he loves it. And your poem you just read. And if you want to donate that, he's saying right here, SWAT, look above you and let him check it out. So I have given all your information because this is what David wants you to know. And I don't think you're gun shy because I do believe you got shot in Iraq, right?
Yeah, I'm not gun shy. He's talking about
I got
me
your
playing.
back.
He's talking about
I got
me
your
playing on here. Like I said, I'm a bass player, so I don't generally get up in the front area. I'm usually back at the drums with my head bowed down, grooving.
Yes, sir.
That's my thing.
Sir.
The bass player really sets the tone, in my opinion. They have the drummer kind of sets the beat, but the bass player sets the tone for the whole song, in my opinion.
That's true.
So.
Well, I have one for you before y'all figure out the song thing. It's for each one of you, and my voice again thing. It's between Texas and Tennessee. That's me. um, so Hank, you're on the show. You're checking us out. We are like winging this one, but I think it's great. The reason I said that, Rick, is I wasn't actually joking. I know it sounded like I was, but I was actually defending you by saying, "Wait a minute, I do not believe that this person right here is gun shy at all. I do believe that you have done a lot and that we're grateful for it, and that
Thank you.
you did take that bullet serving for our country and that freedom of speech. So I wanted to give you the nod there is what I was doing. But
Thank
I
you.
love messing your boy David here. Like we could go back and forth quite a bit here. He's trying to get you tongue tied. So
Yeah, I
he
know.
believes that I'm gonna somehow look. He's and Jeremy, we love you, man. Love you.
Look, Ma, no hands.
He's a service member. Um, I'm just grateful to have you all on here. I'm grateful to be connected to each one of you. I'm grateful that you took the time. And then this is where I stopped looking at the comments from David. David, love you. Mr. David Willis Jr. needs a shout out on here. He sounds like your brother. He wants to make sure that Mr. Rick Ames is known, and Area 51 is your studio where you're at.
That is
And,
correct.
everything that you're doing with those concerts and promoting. Um, I have been in touch with you, and I will get back in touch. Ponder is one I've already set with you, so he's in his studio tonight. He's watching right now,
Yeah,
though.
I got it. I got his phone, so we're gonna
Gotcha.
talk.
Yep, I got that one, and then you got you got that one right up above you there. Are any of you, especially Texas related, familiar with the private rodeo that is held here in San Antonio by one of the most famous country singers of all? Who lives in San Antonio, served in the army, is probably my most favorite man in the world. Who is it?
The king
Sounds
himself,
like
of
George
course.
Strait.
Jeopardy.
Yeah, George Strait.
Heck yeah, right? I'm going, hello. So,
We
Mr.
all know
George
the king.
Strait, Hank, did you know that he has his private rodeo there every year?
I did not know that. I've
Ooh.
actually never been to San Antone, and I've heard a lot of things about San Antone.
Yeah.
And so, as far as I know, currently, the only thing I really want to do in San Antone is go to the rodeo and see the Alamo. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I'm not in San Antonio. I'm close. I'm further north. But so yes, there is a private rodeo that is held. It is something I would do with my organization. I have a couple actually. So we have Fallen Heroes Foundation, we have Gold Star Families Foundation, and that way we cover, all of and Patriots Inside the Wire. And I usually say if you're in the military, I don't have to explain Inside the Wire. When I start getting into civilian and other
Yep.
areas, I have to explain why did I pick that. It felt safe for me. But yes, there is a private rodeo here, and I'm actually working on that right now, Hank. So I
Heck
believe by
yeah.
teaming up, if we all teamed up, I think it could be pulled off. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
get you, Hank. We get you, SWAT, Rick. We got to
I'd
get
be
you to
there.
Texas.
Heck yeah.
And we're building the committee. Hey, SWAT, tell them like Patriot Fest. I don't have our logo on here right now, but officially, Patriot Fest is a concert that will be held, and we are working with. I can't really say a lot of the names right now, but I can tell you we're about to get an awards ceremony. You say it, SWAT. What do you want to say?
No, I was just going to agree with you. We don't want to put out too much information yet. We
Yeah.
are working with some pretty big names in the Arlington area and other places. We're also going to be doing, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing a dedication for the memorial wall. Is that correct,
The
Tracy?
Global War on Terrorism. So Patriot
That's right.
Fest is a concert. A little bit about me, yes. Singing is a yes. My vocal cords were a little damaged. I'm working on it right now. And Mr. Ponder said, get singing straws. And I was like, singing straws? He's like, yeah, I swear, get them. I was like, well, we'll see. But I'm like you, Rick. Like, I'll be in the background until I figure that part out. But music, critic reviews, before, you know, Now I'm not going to date myself. Wait a minute. I don't mean before social media. I mean, without being on social media, that was a job that I did for multiple bands, multiple companies, the Metropolitan, which is out of Dallas, um, venue magazines around here, the Chronicle, you name it. So I would go out and review bands and other venues. So it's always interesting. People are like, how do you end up knowing different things with bands and music, and then you mix rodeo? That's kind of my lanes there, right? There you go. And it is because of where I grew up, how I grew up, who I grew up around, and I am grateful for it. Um, Music is medicinal. I mean, I say that all the time, don't I, Swat? It's your music that can help with me. So I'm speaking for myself, and I do say this. I got to have my faith. I noticed you said that too, Hank. I mean, for me,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
right there. I mean,
You're
that's what
right
gets
there.
me through. Anybody listening out there, I've been there. Child, my son. Do I want him here? Absolutely. I want my son two-step here. I taught him to two-step for a reason. I taught him to be who he was for a reason, and he did exactly that. So that freedom of speech, that Constitution, and everything else that we've got going out there, I'm going to make sure to continue on in his honor and make sure we get that done. um, Jeremy, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. He's saying that we have plenty of years of professionalism. Thank you for that, Jeremy. So yeah, KLBJ. That's where Jeremy was trying to go. So, what got me to Austin? What got Tracy to Austin? There you go. Something nobody's figured out yet. And Jeremy, gotcha. So, SWAT, we got to get you to KLBJ in Austin, one of the larger stations. So, but I do
I'm
want to give a shout out to Red Dirt.
I'm working on some of those things right now. Like I said, I'm kind of starting my mini radio tour starting tomorrow. I'm going to be all over the state. So, but we're my radio promoter and I we're working on a few of those stations in Austin. So hopefully we'll be there soon. So yeah, we'll definitely look into that. It's
Well,
exciting though. I'm enjoying it, and you know, Rick, I'm sure you understand. When things start happening, they start happening quick, and they take off.
They
But
do.
you know what? I'll tell you what. Anytime I have a chance, anytime I ever meet anybody that is a real rodeo cowboy, it's always an honor for me. Hank, we actually had Sid Miller on, who is the Commissioner of Agriculture, which I know you probably have plenty of friends up north that you probably are aware of that are going through the trying times. But he's a
Yep.
rodeo cowboy as well. And like I said, for me, you know, even George Strait, who we were talking about, who is the king when it comes to music, his heroes are always cowboys. So that's
Oh
why every
yeah.
time I have a chance, they're heroes in my book, no matter what, man. And especially the fact that you've served your country, that's just a double whammy. So
well, I love all of this. We did Brent. It is nice to see you out there. Brent is always faithful, tunes in. Brent would love to know more. Hank, I'll get with you on the back channels. War and Warriors. Is there a website I could put in for everyone to know more about that?
I believe it's warmissions.org.
We got warmissions.org.
Yes, ma'am.
Warmissions.org. There we
That and
go,
you can find
everybody.
them on. You can find Warriors and Rodeo on Facebook, and you can find Warriors and Rodeo on Instagram as well. Those are the only two social media platforms that I have, so I don't know if they're on other platforms or whatnot, but I can say they're freaking awesome people, and they take care of their veterans. I'll say that much. That they're veterans in rodeo, first responders in rodeo, like they take care of their people. They really do. Then they're a good group of people to be around. Just awesome.
Well,
Great folks.
they are. So the king himself does have a private rodeo that he does hold. I have been with as the founder of Military Moms of Texas. I have not gone with my new organizations, but it is something we can do, and I've been thinking about it. So remember, Patriot Fest out there will come up. You'll start seeing more about that. we will be kicking off SWAT with George. So George is the first stop that's being worked on, and the Queen in Tennessee. So I've got two focused people. But I would love to see Patriot Fest have like Hank the Yank is there with his, he's set up. He's got his area, his table. We'll give you a lot more information about that soon. The Radio and Music Awards are coming up that SWAT's attending because he was nominated there with his song "Sure Feels Good." Which maybe that's the one you should do, SWAT. That's the one that got you nominated, got you running up, and doing great is what I think on the radio stations. So we always want to give thanks back to, not the digital world, but yes, we have to remember that. But our radio stations, number one. And the people you have to go click when it comes to Spotify, when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to Apple, any of those, it doesn't do it just clicking like. You literally have to go to the song and add it to a playlist, or at least listen to that song and do something with it. And even if you're never going to listen to it again, right? You are doing something right now for veterans, for musicians, for people that I've got right now saying, go to their Spotify, go to their Apple, look it up, take that song, put it in your playlist. You've automatically helped a veteran, helped a musician immediately. And that's how you do it nowadays. I love vinyl. Yep. It's coming back. Love the artwork, but you got to support them digitally. And that's how you do it. So wanted to make sure we got that out there. Hank, I was able to find you in a couple of areas. Do you have a specific website for you?
I have I've got two professional like athlete accounts, one on Instagram and one on Facebook, and I don't really know how it'd work on Instagram too awful well, but I know kind of like what you were just saying about the music there, helping a veteran out kind of thing. But I've done it before and I've gotten really good results. A lot of my friends and whatnot have helped me out with it. But on the Facebook pages there, if you just go over to my professional page, Hank the Yank Kellogg, and you hit those three little dots on the right-hand side, and you just hit invite friends and send 1,000 invites. People don't realize how much that helps me out as a rodeo athlete, getting followers, not just because it draws attention, not just for drawing the attention, but just having that number of followers increase. That looks good for future and potential sponsors because that's what they're all about these days. They want to know how many people are seeing my stuff whenever I'm on social media. So if I'm wearing Warriors and Rodeo, how many people are going to see it? Well, I've got 3,100 followers on Facebook. So 3,100 people are going to see the war logo just from Hank the Yank. So that's kind of what they look for, and that helps me out in a big way too. So kind of the same thing, just a different avenue of approach for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I know how to reach you. So do you have a YouTube, Hank?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. We got to get you a YouTube channel. We'll get you.
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
You don't have to do anything. The people just have to go click it, and then that's it. So really, just like you're doing on Instagram, literally. So that YouTube channel can do a lot for you, just like you're talking about on Facebook. So it's easier actually than Instagram. But I know SWAT, and SWAT knows this, Rick. In the digital era right now that we're in, it is all about the clicks and how many followers you have. And what we realized by starting broadcasting, which is where I'm falling in right now, yeah, you got multiple people saying, yes, Tracy, get him a YouTube. In the digital era right now that we're in for each one of us right now, like I have no sponsors right now. So we don't have anything going on the show. We're here because we want to be here. Would we love to have a sponsor? Yes, we would. To anyone out there who's listening, because I don't have a money tree. So everything we do is out of our pockets too. And I know that's the same with Rick. We've had that conversation. Yep. I've talked about it with SWAT, and I'm sure with you too, Hank. That's usually how it works. So enough of us band together And then there you go. And so that's my goal is let's try to get as many as we can to band together and pull off Patriot Fest. Pull off, it is the Global War on Terrorism Wall is what it is. So the Global War on Terrorism Wall, which will first be in Arlington, Texas as a permanent statue. And then the gentleman is also working with DC literally to build the Global War on Terrorism Wall as a permanent structure. There is a structure that a friend of ours, he sings as well, Brian Romans. Shout out to Brian Romans out there. Stop 22 tour. It's one that he keeps with him and it, goes to the shows. This is a permanent structure. This is a wish from somebody that I can't release his name. He is a veteran, and that's all he wants to see. So he's done a lot in the music world, and he decided he needed to do something in the veteran world. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, I want that. And I said, all right, well, he said, well, what do you want? I said, well, I want to see a concert like I used to do back in the day. And he said, is Texas Live big enough? And if you know me yet, or even just a little bit know me, I'm like, sure, that'll be great. I was just there, y'all, and watched Stevie Nicks with Billy Joel. And oh my goodness, that place is huge. That is where the Cowboys play. So the Texas Live structure beside it, which has like a bar and TVs and all sorts of areas, we'll be getting back to you on that. So this is a very, very large concert that we're talking about. So we want to make sure that you're all involved as we're building committees. But enough about Patriot Fest. SWAT, congrats on your song. Shooting it up there to the top. I love it. I love it. Everybody do what we're talking about for each person on here. Even the show, Patriots Inside the Wire, what Hank said. Like Hank said it. You share it, you like it, you subscribe, and then you send it out and invite your friends for Patriots Inside the Wire. We are always on Wednesdays at 8 Central Time. I do special episodes. We will do a special episode if something's coming up. I loved Singer-Songwriter Sundays. It reminded me of being in Nashville, just sitting around like songwriting. We got a mixture that ends up happening over here at Patriots Inside the Wire. And that is because, yes, we have a heart and wishes for our veterans. We also have, first responders again. I've got a Border Patrol agent. Shout out to Javier Vega Jr. and his family, no longer here. I've got
First responders,
Mr. Frazier. Yep. I have multiple categories that are actually related to me. So I'm always going to support those categories. And then obviously with my whole family's been in the military, but when you say Gold Star family, I kind of want to change that to Black Star. Everybody kind of looks at you and they really don't understand that. Now, a veteran's going to understand what that is, but and we definitely appreciate it. So our goal, like I said in the beginning, is if we can get more of our veterans connected. Gold Star Ride, too, is another that helps our show, Patriots Inside the Wire. Gold Star Ride, shout out to you. He's been sending me messages. He'll be here in Texas, and he literally will jump on his bike, and several bikers will do this. So I welcome all the biker community. I have had nothing but tremendous support. Our bikers, I don't know if everyone listening understands this. I'm telling you, I'd walk up to a biker before a guy in a pair of chinos. The biker, I'm telling you right now, I trust them. They give back to the community almost more than any other organization. And that's true. They do a lot in their communities. So shout out for them as well. I do see your messages. I am trying to keep it on what you want. Jeremy, I see that. So Jeremy, then that is your task now, Mr. Service Member. What is a sponsor? A sponsor can be an individual. A sponsor can be a company that either in kind, you have items. For instance, he's wearing his shirt there, Mr. Hank is. I am not wearing my cowboy hat that I have from American Hat Company right here out of Texas. But I would if I didn't have to wear these. So that's in kind. But a sponsor means monetization. So our website is patriotsinsidethewire.com. You can go on our website, patriotsinsidethewire.com, and you'll be able to go on and donate there. You could also say, hey, I want it to go to War Missions. I want it to go to Rick Ames and what he's doing over there, or I want it to go towards Patriot Fest. What we're looking at is hopefully not needing a lot of money, but a lot of people with good hearts and committees. So, but in order to do what we do, it takes time, and it takes, asking a lot of people to do a lot of things that, we got day jobs, right? I always joke and I said I quit adulting, right? I literally have quit. I quit. I quit adulting. I'm done. But in order to do this, yes, we do have to have help. So subscribe, like, share, sponsors. That can be an individual. That could be just helping the travel to somewhere, um, in multiple ways. SWAT, if you have something to add to that, or someone else. I think I kind of covered that one. Your friend here, David, Mr. David, wants us to keep it a country lineup, is what he meant there for Patriot Fest. I,
David, there's other music than country.
I have Doc. I have Doc in Tennessee. He has been amazing. So, Mr. Doc out there playing tomorrow night in Tennessee. We gotta, yeah. He's rock. You got to check him out. It's Malachi. So Malachi Music. Check him out. I understand what you mean about the country lineup, but no, Patriot Fest is going to have multiple genres. It is a big enough area that that's okay. But the rodeo, of course, what I'm talking about, the king there, we'll get on the back channels with that. That is not something I can invite everybody listening to that. That is something that I'm trying to pull off, which will help all of us in the future. So actually, each one of us sitting right on here, I could see playing a part in what he does because of Ben. So as we're on, I call it Warrior Wednesday because I put on this warrior paint that I literally am going to go like take all off because I can't stand it. And for a lot of other reasons too, in honor of my son, in honor of, look at your shirt there, Mr. Hank, Rick, Mr. David, literally, and SWAT. Do you all have a song? A SWAT? If you want to like ramble off a couple and see if Rick likes the idea of that, we can do that. For David,
I,
not
I
only
think what
David.
we'll I think what we'll do for David, I think Rick, if this is okay with you, because you said you wanted to bring your singer on, I'd love to hear some of y'all's original stuff, man.
Yeah.
So I'd love it if you want to, if we could set up where you could come back on and play some of your stuff. That'd be so
Absolutely.
cool. Awesome, awesome. And just for the audience out there, remind everybody where they can find your stuff. It's Rick Ames on your Facebook and Instagram.
On
And
Facebook, you can find me through, well, there's multiple Facebooks. I've got Mind War and Music, my podcast, which is
Yes.
also on Facebook
Yes.
and YouTube. And then I'm on Instagram under Rick Ames. And then I have Louisville Local Entertainment, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and maybe Liking, or linked up. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not
Or
a tech.
LinkedIn. LinkedIn. You're in Area 51,
I
your
am.
studio
I'm
right
in
now.
Area 51 Studio, Louisville.
He is that he is. I got family out of there too.
It's a cool place.
Yeah. It actually is very cool. I'm
It
loving
took me a while to
I love
get it this way.
Yeah, well, I think it's awesome. We're glad to have you. So, Mr. David Willis Jr. He's telling you,
we'll get you. We're gonna get you next time, David. We'll get the
you can partner
full
with
Rick
SWAT.
Ames. We'll get the full Rick Ames
I agree.
experience. And
I agree.
just to reiterate with Mr. Hank the Yank Kellogg was telling us earlier, y'all go check out his page as well.
I'm already
Give
following.
him got it perfect.
There you
See,
go.
there you go. You've already got one down.
Heck
So
yeah.
we'll have several of them by the time we hop off here, man. But you guys, thank y'all so much. It's so cool to meet y'all and to hear some of y'all stories and to hear your background and everything y'all are obviously doing for the veterans out there, first responders, really just anybody out there who's serving this country in their own way, and it's really cool. Every time I hear these stories, it's inspiring. So I'm loving it.
I think it's great. I am responding to you, Resilient Brands. We have a
Hey, shout out,
station.
Hunter.
You know,
That's one
so go
one
for
of
it.
them sponsors.
There you
Resilient
go.
Brands. Shout out to
Resilient
Resilient
Brands.
Brands.
Well, what's
Hunter
interesting,
Hunter
Resilient
Broxton. Yep.
Patriots.
What's
Hunter
that?
Broxton, shout out to you. It is Resilient Brands. We have, I'm trying to find it for him because he's going to go, oh my goodness. So I also have Resilient Patriots. So one of my
Okay.
one of my other ones is Resilient Patriots. So he's going to be like, no
Yeah.
way. That works
Re-
perfect. Perfect.
Resilient Brands there. He picked me up back in the end of 2022. He's been an outstanding sponsor. He's a great guy. And he's also a U.S. Army veteran. I believe he
Oh, there you
just
go.
retired. I believe he just retired not too long ago. I think, don't quote me on this, Hunter, if I'm wrong. I apologize. But I think he got out Sergeant First Class. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. Am I right?
He seems happy.
But hey,
So
good
I'm
deal.
not
Go
thinking,
check him
but
out. He's got great apparel, clothing, hats, all sorts of cool
I'll
stuff.
wear
This
the
isn't
hat.
one of his, but he's got some pretty cool stuff.
I love hats. I'll wear your hat right here on the show. Trust me, I love to wear a
Heck
hat.
yeah.
We'll wear your hat. We would love to talk to you. Yes, Resilient Patriots has a little bit to do with what I call Redneck Riviera in Tennessee. Some of my favorite people out there. So, yeah, we'd love to connect to them. Love the name Hunter there too. Hunter, nice to meet you. Thank you for that. Thank you for what you do, offering that. It's just patriotsinsidethewire.com very easily. And I can also get you in touch with everyone on here. Yes, sir, Jeremy. Thank you. I can definitely do that. I've got each one of you. I know how to find you. So in a good way. But what we'd like to do is as we wrap up, you know that you're gonna play SWAT at the end. So Hank, how about
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
How would you like? Is there anything that you would like to say or put out there before we actually wrap up?
Oh shoot. I just give a shout out to all my sponsors. Cool thing that I didn't really do it intentionally, but it kind of just worked out this way, and it really kind of pretty awesome. The whole veteran helping veterans thing. So I would say about 85% of my sponsors, or at least my main sponsors, my big ones, and honestly, probably about 85% of them in general are all veteran owned businesses. So that's been really awesome. So shout out to all of my sponsors. Mountain Man brand up in Canyon City, Colorado, Mr. Dan Francis, U.S. Army veteran. His lovely wife and daughters, they own, his wife and daughter have a company called Rocky Mountain Girls Hemp Products. They're also
Yeah,
Canyon City, Colorado. They
love it.
hooked me up with some good stuff. Dank Vodka out of Dallas, Texas. Mr. Trey Feist, he's a U.S. Army vet as well. Like I've got so many sponsors. We'll be here all night if I go down this
Uh,
list. I mean,
all right.
those are just some of the really big ones. Oh, and I do not want to forget my friends over here at 22 Rations Apparel. They make really awesome hats. They got some really awesome shirts and apparel and all sorts of stuff. Both their husband and wife team that own the company, and he served in the U.S. Army, and she served in the Army, and then re-enlisted in the Navy. So she's currently serving as a Navy reservist out of Fort Worth right now. So
Wow, thank
hats off
you.
to Corey and Steph as well.
Yeah,
They're
nice.
pretty great people, and they've literally saved my butt more than once, and I owe them quite a bit. And Mr. Hunter there as well. He's
Yeah.
been pretty awesome to me.
He
So
wants you to know it's Staff Sergeant. He wants you to know
Staff
that.
Sergeant.
Yeah.
Well, you should have stuck with it, Hunter. You'd have gotten a promotion.
I know Army. So I know Army very well. So there you go. Yep. Yeah, end of January, Staff Sergeant. So thank you for that. Thank you for service. For all of you out there who are listening that have served, or you're a family member of those that have served, they serve too along right with you. So we say thank you for joining. Thank you for being here for us. That oath that was taken on foreign and domestic, I have to point that out. Foreign and domestic is very, very important. With a lot that does happen, that are a lot of the stories you won't hear about. Eventually, we will have those stories that we will put out as well. So it's in the works. So we have multiple things going on as well. So we're looking at the Gold Star families, the Fallen Heroes Families Foundation is everyone under it. So everyone that we've mentioned right here, just like you talk about, Rick, with your missions, missions the same. That would be veterans, first responders, our police, our fallen heroes, our Gold Star families, if that is what they're called, if they were active duty, didn't make it home. And then we have our fallen heroes, which are angel families, and that's your Border Patrol agents, your K9, and we don't want to forget them as well. So we're very, very grateful. And Rick, Mr. Rick Ames, right here, new friend of mine. Love it. Love what you're doing out there right next to me. I will be out there in May, and I will be in Tennessee the next half of the year, come this summer. So we will have to connect. But I am here for you to connect you on your podcast. I am more than happy to help in any way I can. I'm here for you. And more importantly, Rick, everything that you're doing with your concerts, everything that you have said, even in a message to me, in my heart, you said something. I hope you're okay with me saying this. You said, I was able to listen to you're the only other podcast that I was like sitting there and I was able to listen, because of just different things in life. I've got my things in life, I'm not afraid to say that. I guess it's pretty apparent. I mean, my son's all behind me, and multiple guitars. But when you said that you were able to sit there, and this way you said SWAT, and you have your buddies that have, the podcasts, I'm talking about. You're able to listen to. Yeah, there you go. You do have a few. I actually really love. There's a couple of them that are. Now it's just 3 of them. It was 4. Is it Triple Threat?
Triple Threat. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yes, sir. I just want to say, Rick, when you said that, I thought, wow, that's about the biggest thing you could possibly ever say to me to make me go.
It's so soothing. Mr. SWAT and Mr. Ponder. And
Yeah.
my God, if they put an album out together, I'm telling you, it would be gold.
We're
Platinum.
working on it.
I am working on trying to connect everybody. Trust me, SWAT will tell you. SWAT is like, be careful. She will get you. Like, I'll do it.
She'll get you hooked up with
No worries.
everybody.
Well, I will figure it out. It doesn't mean I know everybody or I know everything. As a matter of fact, I'm just not afraid of anybody saying something to me or doing anything. I've already lost a son. I really don't care who they are. Put your pants on like me. You're going to say no, I'll ask you again. If it's a no, then I'll move on to someone else, right? Not really much they can do. Got to ask. So that's a little bit about me. I guess that's why I do this. I'm not afraid to go out there and get it done. I do scare people a little bit because they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe not that big. And I'm thinking, okay, let's scale back a little bit. I know we can pull it off. I mean, each one of you here joining the service, to me, that is the most unbelievable, incredible, largest, like, talk about a large thing to take on. To me, it's what you did. So being able to do a concert, put together rodeo stuff, to me, that is soothing, like you said, Rick. So music is medicinal. I got to put that on something. I say that all the time, and I cannot believe SWAT said it. SWAT actually said it tonight, so I think that's great.
One of the triple threat guys, his name's Matt. He's got a company that makes shirts.
Well, there you go, Matt.
Same old, same flag.
Hey.
There you go, Matt. We need Patriot Fest shirts, and then we are looking for you. You're right, David. Just do that for me. There you go. David, tell everybody from now on, music is medicinal belongs to Tracy, two-step in Texas.
There you go.
And we'll get with Resilient Brands. I see him. He's he is saying, "Aw." So they followed you. They hit the 3 dots. So they're saying here that they've learned something from you, Hank. So by going on and going to those 3 dots, like he's talking about on Facebook, when you click those, they're up by your profile. It says add to story. There's 3 dots there. You go and you can click that, and you can click invite friends. So if you do that, you like the page, you share it, and invite your friends. That's a big deal. So they're saying thank you for that. Multiple things. David, you've got some great advice here. He's wanting me to trademark. But you know what, David? I'll let Rick connect, and you've got a lot of knowledge there, and I appreciate it. I really do. So, Mr. Rick, closing words. I know we've got your podcast coming up.
That's right. It's going to still take me a couple of weeks to get it up and run, but it won't be very long at all.
You got it. You got
about
it.
The only thing I can say closing is dealing with PTSD also. If you need help, reach out. If you know somebody that's a veteran, call them. Say hi. So, I mean, it works both ways. Check on us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I include in that the families that they're, whether it's their child, their brother, their sister, their father. I add that in there. But I agree. I mean, reaching out, please reach out. If that is something, if you reach to me and I get you to Rick, I mean, there's so many areas, but 988 is the right way to do that. I don't want to say that I am not licensed. I do have resources available through different people. So
I lost a friend 3 years ago due to suicide, dealing with PTSD, and I regret every moment.
Well, Rick, I understand you. My little brother just took his life not long ago. And so right where Doc is, Malachi, he has what he calls a war garden. And he does like it's a flag. And then he does this beautiful like garden area in honor of those that have left us by suicide. So that is a subject. I truly understand your heart right now. My brother, I get lost for words because I cannot imagine my own brother that's what happened. So anybody out there, please reach out. I mean, I'm talking about a big guy, like a happy person that had everything in the world going on, but a few things happened, and it had to do with taking his land. It had to do with taking his rights, his guns, and some certain things on his land. And by the time they came the 3rd time, when he was just trying to feed his cattle, he couldn't handle that. He's not about to let the government or anyone else tell him what he could and could not do on his land. And, it breaks my heart. It really does. I don't share that a lot. It is out there public. So I just want you to know, Rick, I understand where you're coming from right now with that, especially with your friend. That unfortunately, that I have to understand that. That part sucks, but I feel you. I feel your heart about that. And so I do want to make sure as well that anybody, civilian 988, please reach out. Thank you for that, Rick, so much, so we can make sure that we take care of our own as well as anyone else out there listening. And, I think SWAT, your song that's climbing the charts, that you're going to be going to these radio stations. Why don't we let Hank the Yank, Mr. Rick Ames, And everyone out there that's listening to us right now can hear the song that's climbing the charts. The charts. Ooh, my country, what is up? It is climbing the charts. It is called Sure Feels Good. Shout out to Red Dirt Radio and everyone else out here in Texas. They are doing a wonderful job in helping our veterans and our musicians. We thank them for that. And those in Tennessee as well at Music Row. So we've got Music Row as well. But SWAT, I've enjoyed this, meeting every one of you. You've got my numbers. There's a lot we can do. We just all need to band together. So I try to stay out of the trenches, stay out of the drama. Let's get to the music. Music is medicinal. Rodeo is a big one for me. And that's why I was like, do you know about the king and his private rodeo? So now that is a sight to see. So we will have to talk on
I
the back
believe it.
channel. We'll talk on the
Yes,
back
ma'am.
channels to see when you're back in Texas. And then obviously, Rick, you're always welcome. And I'll be out your way soon as well.
Nice.
SWAT, I'm letting you go from here.
All right, y'all. Well, this is a song I wrote. It was the very first song I ever wrote in Nashville. It's called It Ain't All Good. I got a mortgage payment I can barely afford. That old wolf keeps scratching at our door. Money's tight, but we keep living right. Sometimes it makes you want to throw the towel in, but you pick it back up, say the hell with that, my friend. 'Cause it ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. Got a wife and kids, place to live, food on the table, and clothes that's on our backs. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it ain't all good. It ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. My baby says it's gonna be alright. She calms my fears when she holds me tight, helps me understand what a lucky man I am. I ain't got $1 million in the bank, but I got 1,000,000 reasons to give thanks. 'Cause it ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. Got a wife and kids, place to live, food on the table, and the clothes that's on our backs. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it ain't all good. It ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. Well, things could be a whole lot better, but things could be a whole lot worse. I thank the good Lord every night for my time here on this earth. No, it ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. Got a wife and kids, place to live, food on the table, and the clothes that's on our backs. There's nothing wrong with that. No, it ain't all good. It ain't all good, but it ain't half bad. It ain't all good. That's understood, but it ain't half bad. It ain't all good, but it's pretty good.
Pretty good. It's all good. Pretty good.
Heck yeah.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
That was
Thank y'all.
awesome,
Thank y'all
man.
for joining us tonight, man. You guys are awesome.
Yes. We have a little exit here that we will play real quick before we leave. Let's play this. We'll come back and then we'll end the show.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share.
So I'm my brother Two-Step.
There you have it. Little brother wants a cadence out of that. So, Rick, you were able to see all of that. Right now, I'm going to sign us off on this stream and say thank you for joining Patriots Inside the Wire. Stand by our guests right now while we end this. We are saying goodbye so that we are going out on Warrior Wednesday with Patriots